Hey everyone, this is Neil Barnhill from the Barnhill Golf Institute. Today I'm going to take you through one of the V1 lessons and give you a game plan of how it would work. This one I've got a junior player on the left compared to Rory McIlroy. We're going to look at some setup points, and give you a few things that you need to work on right away. Setup being number one, and then I'll give you a couple of thoughts on the swing. It won't be too much because there's only so much you can do at once, but it'll be the most important things that you can make a change right away in your swing and in your setup that will help you immediately. Okay, so you can see over here, junior player on the left, his setup's really good. The difference is the two things that stand out to me are number one is arm position, like how his hands are hanging. So basically, like the butt end of that club for Rory there is pointing more at the left armpit. I like that, especially with the irons, because that helps promote the hands being ahead at setup. So you can see here, this is more centered there, as opposed to like he could be a little bit more forward press and be a little bit more like that would be better. Okay, so that would be one thing I'd want to make change. And then also the footwork here a little bit. You can see how Rory's left foot's flared open a little bit, like maybe 11 o'clock with his right and then 12:31 with his right foot. That promotes a good hip turn. You can see here the junior player is more straight ahead, so that would be the other thing we could change immediately is that flared open just a little bit. And as you see, as we go through the swing here, you will see how maybe that footwork affects his swing because he does sway it just a little bit. So just changing his setup position could affect this. All right, let's take those away. All right, so let's go ahead and take it back with Rory here. It's got a great takeaway. We got the circle for the head. He stays very still. The yellow line is there. He doesn't move laterally off the ball. And obviously the red lines around the hips and the legs, we want to stay in those positions and not go outside of the red lines on the backswing at all. Okay, so Rory takes it back. Just a beautiful takeaway. Halfway position here. Okay, and then you can see the junior player here takes it back. And you can see his head raises a little bit right there off the bat. So pretty good one piece. It's really good. But the head would be one of the biggest things I would want to work on with this young player right off the bat. And let's keep going. And you can see here, this pivot is incredible. And it's something we've been working on with our Pro Strike Golf Academy with the kids is have them emulate, take the right for the right-hand players to crank the lawnmower. And what that promotes is what you see here. Let me show you. This is pretty cool. Like with Rory right here, he's probably 35, 40, yeah, 38, 40 degrees there. Tilt. And you can see this young man, he's probably got a little bit. But because he raises his head, he's not that left shoulder. He doesn't have that tilt with the left shoulder going back. So that the head, that's a big issue. All right, so let's continue going here. He makes a great turn. He hasn't moved off the ball. You can see his right hip kind of works back from that red line. All right, and he makes a good turn. This is really a good swing. I mean, he's got a great swing. We see it in full action. It's incredible. High hands there. Absolutely gorgeous. All right, we can see here. Let's zoom in just a little bit. This would be one of the key fundamentals I'd want to, that right there, he cannot sway. He swayed off the ball there. His head moved. Those two things, the leg movement and the head movement, would be some body positions we're going to work on. That would be a point of emphasis right here. But if that gets better, he's going to get better and be more consistent because he hits great shots and then he'll have some shots where he hit chunky or even top. So, and it comes from that movement there. All right, so coming down. All right, I would focus, because he does so good back, and he has that drive with the lower body. It's amazing. That's why I like to show the junior golfers this because it really gets into their head. I mean, you can see how much his hips just drive into it. That left leg just boom right there. Okay, and then this young guy here, he comes down. He has definitely some move there. I mean, that's incredible. he makes the move. So if he didn't move off the ball and sway, he'd be in a different position. That's really good. Head comes back to the yellow line. It's not ahead of it. Good hand position. And he hit this shot really good. Good rotation. All right, and then he gets a little bit more extension there. But all in all, this young player's got a lot of good stuff going on here. Great finish. Just, okay, so take away from this, two things in setup. Hands been a little bit more ahead. The feet position would be the other for number two. For the swing, it would be a better takeaway with the head staying still, and then that right leg not swaying out of the position there. And we're keeping that head still. So the body positions would be the big thing to work on, with that left shoulder being more down with the head staying more still. Those would be the key things. He's got a great swing, and that would improve his overall efficiency and be more consistent. All right, we're going to do down the line now, so you can see what that looks like with his posture and setup, and we'll take a look at that now. Okay, we got down the line here. Person on the right here is Tommy Fleetwood, arguably one of the best ball strikers out on tour. And you can see this is the same junior player here on the left. All right, let's start with the setup. Again, we're going to work on setup points that we can change immediately. If you look at the blue line coming down from the shoulders, you can see that Tommy Fleetwood on the right here, his shoulders, at the tip of his shoulders, it's a couple inches out in front of his toes. Now you can see this young gentleman here, his shoulders, they're coming down like 2 inches back. So what we need to do here, and this is a big point, this affects probably his head and his swing and why it's moving the way it is, as we saw from the face-on position. We need to get the rear more out, okay, and get the shoulders more tilt from the upper body, where his shoulders can be a little bit more forward and be probably about 4-inch change, and that's going to help with the left shoulder getting more tilt on the backswing and the head not moving as much. So that right there, we got the feet to flare open a little bit, the hands to be a little ahead now. Number three is to get maybe just a little bit less knee flex and stick the rear out and get our tilt over where we're leaning a little bit more forward. I'm going to work on this with him, but those are four things, at setup we can change immediately, and they will affect the end swing. So that's how important the setup is. The setup's everything. That's not right, you're going to be band-aiding the swing. So that's why I want to take the time to show you this. And then when he sticks the posterior out or his rear out a little bit, there's going to be a little bit more room in between his hands and his body. He won't look so close to it. All right, and let me go ahead and start the swing here. Tommy Fleetwood takes it back. That red line, we want to be pretty much on that line or slightly outside. Most of your good players are on plane here. Okay, let's see where he goes here. He takes it back. And this right here is mainly from the setup, just to leaning back. We don't have enough tilt, so it's actually a good one-piece takeaway. It's inside due to his setup. So, I mean, we're going to change the setup, and he'll probably do the same move here, and he'll be on that red line. So, all right, we'll continue with this. Keep going. Just a great swing here. Great pivot with his hips. Nice high hands at the top of the swing for Tommy Fleetwood there. And then we keep going here. And take a nice high hand. There's a lot of great things going on here. Great hip turn. Okay, let's continue down with Tommy. He's going to drop it down. He's going to drive with those legs. I just have the junior players, when I give them these lessons, I like to do this over and over. They see these movements. And I was actually surprised a couple of years ago when I was doing this, how much benefit they got out of this. I mean, I would go out to the next lesson and tell them, hey, did you see that? And they're like, yes, sir, I did see that, Coach Barnhill. And they were able to go into those positions because they had that visualization in their head. So the video technology is a powerful thing. The one thing that can be negative is to get too much going through your head here, and that's kind of the point of what I'm going to go over today in this lesson. All right, you can see he drops it down. Bam, he comes into it. Man, that's so good. His hips are rotating. I mean, look at that right there, that position. Let's go back with Tommy Fleetwood at impact. I mean, look at that. There's some great stuff going on there. I mean, look at the similarity in pivot rotation. Obviously, his right shoulder's a little too high there, but that's due to setup. But man, he's got a naturally great golf swing. So let's finish this up. Let it unwind here. And so, takeaway on this is most of his work's going to have to be done at setup. And then we can work on a few things in the swing, but he's got a lot of good movements. And I would like to see how much the setup affects that takeaway to get it more on the red line. But other than that, there's not a lot of swing changes. More so for him is setup, posture, getting a routine to get in those positions. So tell you what, if you're not even around the Orlando area and you want a V1 lesson, we have all the information on our Barnhill Golf Institute website. You can go to barnhillgolf.com. You can send us all the instructions there, how you can send a video to us to get a lesson. And I tell you what, it's really a useful tool, and check it out. Let me know. I'd be glad to answer any questions you may have.